Twitch, you guys will be able to see it posted up on YouTube. So I wanted to just give you that heads up. This is going to be the first video in a series this week. And I have a cheat sheet, and obviously you can see that in the video. And we're going to go over it. I'm going to show you what it looks like. It's a tool. It's a free tool that I'm going to be putting up on dailyrotohelp.com whenever I get it finished. So you can't, let's see, can you see the bottom? Okay. All right, so obviously I'm not completely finished with it yet, but I did want to go over it and show everyone kind of what I've been working on. It's a lot to go over, and it will be edited, obviously, but I kind of wanted to talk about it. I've had videos in the past, and they were really long, so I thought if I'd split it up by position, it might be a lot easier to figure it out. So just while we're kind of waiting for some people to get into the chat, I'm going to get everything up and ready to go. And I do know, since I put this together, Tannehill is out, and it will be so you guys can kind of see me building this out as well. It's a lot of tools, I'm not gonna lie. What I want to say, and what I want to kind of talk about here is sounds like a plane that's crashing. I have dailyrotohelp.com obviously is the website. I have a couple of new pages that I put in there, and I mentioned this yesterday, but the code messed up, and I'm still waiting to hear back from my coding people. I haven't heard anything yet, but when I tried to put this in here, in the actual page, it just completely screwed the entire page up. So what I'm thinking about doing, this will be fantasy points given up per position. In a overall world, it's a free tool. Hopefully you can click a button and you can download the Excel spreadsheet itself. Hopefully that will be very soon. I do work from home Thursday, Friday. I should have Thursday to work on it and get everything figured out. So that's where we're at on that part. So let me update this real quick. And while you're watching, if you're not here live and you are looking at this on YouTube later on and you have questions about it, I tried to make it as self-explanatory as humanly possible. I might not have. That might be my fault. But we will definitely go over it once I get Brock Osweiler put in here instead of stupid-ass Tannehill. So give me 1 second while I update this. The number's going to be a little bit skewed, obviously. Hold on. Yep. Okay. Got it there. Osweiler has 415 yards this season. Damn near half of what Tannehill has in many, many more games. Osweiler, of course, has 4 touchdowns. And the over-under, I don't believe, is out yet for this game. I don't think it is anyway. So I want to welcome you guys. If the mic sounds good, can you give me a 1 in the chat? Or do I need to turn it up? Not 100% sure. Detroit at Miami right now still does not have an over-under. I don't know if that's weird or not. Okay. So what I basically want to talk about is for people that are here, you have been with us. We've done videos like this in the past with our YouTube page, and kind of go over just kind of what we're looking at. Obviously, the running backs is a little bit different. It's not as nice just because there's 2 running backs. Just putting all the stats would be kind of hard to do at the moment. I'm looking into it. I definitely will be able to. With the tight end, since there's 1 tight end per team pretty much. I'm trying to see how to break out and how to look, but obviously with quarterbacks we kind of know. We need to anchor the team down here. So just what we've done. You can sort the table. So like I said, for people who just joined, this will be at dailyrotohelp.com. If you go to the front page, there's a little drop-down menu. You can hit Tools and then NFL Tools. Right now it's blank. I just built the page out last weekend, and I'm going to get this in there for this weekend, fingers crossed. So this is just one of the free tools that we have at dailyrotohelp.com. So you can, if for some reason you decided you wanted to, put them in alphabetical order, which serves 0 purpose for fantasy, you can do that. If you want to see this, now what I'm talking about this right here is telling me, the stats are telling me that Tampa Bay has given up the most amount of average fantasy points to the quarterback position. That means Baker Mayfield would be in a good spot according to this. Now, in no means, what's up, Mark? In no means do I actually say Baker Mayfield is the number 1 QB to take this week. I'm just saying, per the actual stats, Baker Mayfield would be a good spot here GPP-wise. He would be GPP-wise. Now, I say that because I believe he threw to Antonio Callaway and Jarvis Landry. I think he targeted them 19 times last week for a total of 29 yards. So he's in a good spot. The Bucs are giving up the most amount of fantasy points to a quarterback. It might not be the best. And I kind of wanted to show you if it would be competitive, seeing that the Browns are 2-3-1. Seeing that Baker Mayfield has completed 85 of 163 passes. It's a 55.6% completion. Over 1,000 yards, 4 touchdowns, 49.5 over-under. So not the biggest over-under. Obviously, the Bengals and the KC game has a high over-under. Has the highest right now, 58.5. So if people were asking to bet last Sunday night, I said the 2 games to take would be Tampa Bay, or would have been... the biggest game to take with the spread was KC and New England, and I said to take the over, and it went over. The over was, I think it was 58.5 as well, and it went up. It went to 83. So if you took the over in that and the Patriots to win, you probably would have been okay. So just kind of looking at this, if you guys do have questions about it, I'm going to go over it. I'm going to talk about the position. But yeah, so if you do have questions, let me know. And obviously you can, you can sort it by who's got the most amount of completions. Andrew Luck has thrown it so much, a ridiculous amount. He's thrown it 288 times. It's the most of any quarterback this year by 28 passes. Kirk Cousins has thrown it a ton as well. The one that surprised me the most, actually, was Drew Brees is down here. He's only thrown 190 times, but he has 77.9% completion rate, which is absolutely insane right now. So I'm trying, the best one obviously would be to find one if it was all in green. We don't have that, but that is something to monitor and look at. So if you are looking at that, definitely you can mix and match here. But I am looking and I am putting in the order that the teams give up the fantasy points to the quarterback position. So looking at this would mean Baker Mayfield, a GPP pick. I wouldn't mind it. Eli would be a GPP quarterback in week 7 just because of how terrible he's been lately. I think his time's up in New York. It might even come in the middle of this year. The one that kind of surprises me the most, and maybe you guys don't know about it. So Joe Flacco's been in a lot of good spots, and he's really crapped the bed on us quite a bit. The Saints are giving up the 3rd most, and I did take out the 4 teams that were on bye. So Pittsburgh, Seattle, Oakland, and Green Bay. They're all out of here. So I know, like, they're all out, but Oakland was giving up a ton of points too. But just looking at this, the third quarterback to take, Joe Flacco, he's completed 62.1% of his passes, 164 of 264, and over 1,700 yards, 9 touchdowns, 49.5 over under here. He could be a sneaky play. He could be a GP or a cash play this week. If he fails this week, then yeah, he's pretty much done. Off my radar. Looking at that, the Chiefs are giving up a ton of points. We know that Tom Brady put up 43 points on them. The Chiefs are giving up an average of 24.8 fantasy points to the quarterback. Andy Dalton's in a good spot. He's completing 65.1% of his passes, 149 completions and 229 attempts, 1,600 yards, 14 touchdowns. Same game, Mahomes, Cincinnati's giving up 22.3 fantasy points average. I think Mahomes is going to go well over that. I could see Mahomes going 30 plus. 135 of 212, 63.7%, 1,800 yards thrown from a kid making his first starts. I think he made a couple last year, but garbage games. Looking at that, I really love Mahomes here. 58.5 over under, and the highest over under. You're going to need to get some exposure to this game. These would be probably the two quarterbacks. If you are at drafters.com, like we've said before, you guys need to sign up. I would look to get these two quarterbacks as my two quarterbacks if you're playing in the two quarterback league for the $1,000 first place prize. Which, by the way, yes, I missed $1,000 by 1.3 fantasy points. I missed $200 by 0.1. So if you guys that are live right now in the chat, if you do have questions, let me know. I can answer them for you. I'm here. I'll try to answer them for you. For anyone who watches this later on YouTube, you can go ahead and the video will be live, and then you can ask questions there as well in the comment section, obviously. So can you guys hear me correctly? Is everything good to go? I can't tell if it's lagging or if it's choppy. Anyway, no one's really talking in the chat, but if you have questions, get those asked for the NFL for quarterbacks this week. I will be looking to do stuff as much as I possibly can. I did have to end up changing this. Where'd it go? Derek Anderson, it was going to be Nate Peterson, but his interceptions are absolutely ridiculous. So I did end up going with Derek Anderson here. He's completed 0 passes. Obviously, he's not doing good. So that being said, who are you? Any questions for quarterbacks? I can answer those. Kind of just looking. What I'm looking at, I think the number one quarterback on this slate will be Patrick Mahomes, and we'll put out our quarterback rankings Thursday. So on Thursday, you'll be able to see pretty much any. We'll have the top 15 quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, and tight ends to choose from. Be part of the free content at daily.com. So along with lineups, we'll have those. We'll have a Thursday through Monday lineup just because I don't really like much in the Denver-Arizona game. To be completely fair, I probably will not have a a Thursday through Monday lineup. That's just a heads up. So this is kind of just a free tool that I wanted to show you guys, that so you know what we have, what we've got to offer. You can check the over-under. You can see, obviously, I can edit that later. But the games to kind of, and especially with like the Denver Arizona game, they have it down here. It's the lowest over under of the slate. I don't think we'll have a Thursday through Monday lineup, so that's a thing. You still here, Mark? Can you hear me? Or is it laggy? Could be laggy. Kind of appears that that's might be what it is. So looking at this, I really love CJ Beathard this week. He's been dominating. I mean, he's completed 73 of 114 passes. Since just kind of getting jolted in, 892 yards, 6 TDs. He's got a pretty good over-under here, 53. I do like that. Going up against the Rams, their defense has given up some touchdowns to quarterbacks this season. That is a fact. They're not as potent of a defense as we're used to. Beathard could, I mean, if you pair him and Kittle up, there's a couple wide receiver options on San Francisco that you could pair up in a GPP with. I don't think Beathard has gotten to the point where I'm comfortable with a cash lineup with him, but I definitely could see you putting him in a GPP and him, if you make multiple GPPs, that is, and him coming through for us. So that's there right there. I mean, if we're just going over unders, we're looking at that. If you want to look at touchdowns, you could see that Mahomes is number 1,